the beginning of the film, we are shown China. It is a matter of years ago, a very big war was going on here. Thousands of Chinese people were killed in this war. This war did not end for years. In this war, the kings, grandfathers, uncles, brothers of kings were all killed. And if he had also died, his generation would have ended. To stop this war, he decided to take the help of monsters. He did it in such a temple where there were big statues of 48 monsters. He took the monk out of the temple and started talking to the monsters. "I need your help to win the war. What do you want to get in return?" After hearing this, a rat came here, which King Daigo cut with his sword. But then the soul of the rat told King Daigo that he had come to talk to the monster. These monsters were ready to help him. But in return, they need all the organs of the body of the first child to be born. The king fixes this deal and all the monsters agree to help him in this battle. As soon as he accepted this condition, a lightning bolt came from the sky and hit his head. And a cross was made on his head. When the monk found out that the king had sacrificed his son to help the monsters, he was afraid that this would go out, so the king killed the monk. Years passed in the movie, and after years, we are shown a young boy who has come to a city. This boy in a long hood went to a bar. Many girls were dancing on the stage in the bar, one of whom had a mask on his face. This boy immediately moved forward, but then many security guards came to stop him. But he killed all the guards at once and went on stage. And he cut the mask of the girl who was dancing with his sword, which made everyone know that the girl was actually a monster. As soon as her form came in front of everyone, the girl turned into a very big spider. And he attacked this boy. The boy also held his hand with his mouth and dropped it on the side, which made it known that his hand was fake and the blade in place of his hand. Now he was using it to fight this monster. Everyone started running away from there in fear. All this was noticed by a girl standing outside. She also came inside this bar. And we saw that there were some boys behind her, because this girl had stolen their money. Now as soon as these two came inside, they were scared to see the inside. This man cut the head of the monster with the sword on his hand at once. These people were shivering in fear. As soon as the boy took out his fake arm and put it on his hand, that's when his real arm came out. As he was walking, he fell down, because his fake leg came out here and the real leg was born. Now he came to these two, and he took out his eyes like a bat and asked them, "How do I look?" These two got scared and ran away from there in fear. Now the boy who was already behind the girl turned around and quickly dropped the boy on the side, and ran away to her place. And there she told an old man about this boy, who had found a monster and killed it. Along with that, his hands and feet were also fake. This old man knew the story of that boy. He started telling the story. Years ago, there was a magician. To improve his magic, he was collecting herbs by the river. That's when he found a child in a wooden box. He had no organ. Hands, feet, ears, nothing. Despite that, he was breathing strangely. This magician himself thought of giving this boy a body. He did it in a city where a war was going on for a long time. He brought a lot of corpses of dead people. He cooked those corpses with some herbs. And then he created a magic, with which new organs were created for this boy. He mixed electricity in the water. He made the heart of this boy, and brought this boy back to life. This old man knew what the magician was doing at that time. That's why the old man went and gave his sword to the magician, and said that this boy has a lot of power. He can also kill monsters, in which this magic sword will support him. After this old man's death, the magician put a fake hand on this boy's arms like a sword. And then he started training him in martial arts, because he also believed in what this old man said. After many years of hard work, that boy became a very good warrior. Although this boy was blind, dumb and deaf, but still he was able to do all his work. After all, that boy grew up, and the day came to die by magic. Before dying, the magician told this boy that you burn this house. If my formula gets into the hands of Raja Daigo, then he will make war all over the world, and many people will die from it, believing him. After his death, This warrior burned his own house. And then a voice came from the burned house, who told him that all his body parts were taken by 48 monsters. And if he himself comes out to kill these monsters, then those monsters will keep coming in front of him. The more monsters he kills, he will get the real organs of his body. Hearing the whole story of the warrior, this girl was surprised, and she decided that she will also support this boy in his fight. The next morning, that girl went to that warrior. She asked the warrior his name. Then the warrior said, "First you tell me your name." The girl said, "I don't have any name." In response, the warrior said, "I don't have a name either, but people call me Hyakimaru." The girl said, "Such people call me Dororo. You also say the same." Anyway, Dororo told Hyakimaru his purpose, that she wants to join him in his fight. But Hyakimaru didn't want that. She tried a lot to get rid of this girl, but this girl was stubborn, and Hyakimaru had to listen to her. On the way, these people reached a temple, where they saw a very big monster child. Seeing this, Hyakimaru told Dororo that many children died in this temple, and all their souls gave birth to this monster. Then these people went on a journey, where they meet a man in the jungle. He was the owner of this jungle, and he said to both of them, "Come to our house. You are travelers, and I want to hear the stories of your journey." Both of them went to his house. There his 7 daughters were sitting like a doll. Everyone welcomed them, gave them food in the room to sleep. These people sat down to sleep. Later it was shown that those 7 daughters were talking to each other. Very dangerous talks. She was not able to decide who should be eaten first. In the next scene, it was shown that those 7 daughters entered the room in the form of strange monsters. At this time, Hyakimaru was on the roof, because he already knew about such a trap. As soon as these 7 monsters met, was about to attack Dororo, Hyakimaru immediately got down, and turning the sword, he killed all these monsters in one blow. When Dororo opened his mouth, there were a lot of blood stains on his mouth, and the rest of the monsters were dead. Dororo immediately got up, and he saw that the monster child was showing him the way out of here. He took Hyakimaru. He went out of here, and reached a secret room, where there were human bones of many children. Hyakimaru understood. These are the bones of those children, whose parents had left them in the temple. And he also understood that the man's wife is a monster, who took the form of a monk. She brings all those children to her, and then eats them. Hyakimaru went to her husband to tell him about it, and to kill him, where she was already instigating her husband to kill them both. Hyakimaru told this man, "You get out of here quickly, otherwise she will kill you too." But when this man did not listen, then that woman really did this. She took that man's soul in her custody. Before she did anything else here, Kaoru quickly runs to the village, and tells everyone about that monster, which in the form of a monk, took all those children from her, and then she ate all those children. These people also came to the country, and to take revenge from that monster, reached here to help Hyakimaru. But by the time they came here, it was too late. That monster stabbed her sword in both their bodies at once, which killed her husband. But Hyakimaru did not, because her organs are fake. She cannot die. She is immortal. She was now with this innocent man, to take revenge for the death of many children. Stands up from this monster. This monster fights with her. Her butterfly-like wings had many eyes, and she looked very scary. While flying, she was about to run away from here. But then, all those children's souls, who had made the monster child together, she came out and got separated, and while flying brought that monster down. Hyakimaru, while keeping her sword in her chest, stabbed that monster in the middle, and that monster died. By the time the villagers reached here, that monster was finished. As soon as that monster died, all those children came back, whose souls she had captured. And after the death of that monster, Hyakimaru also got her real liver back. And the magician's liver came out of her stomach and fell out. After that, Hyakimaru and Dororo went on their journey, looking for another monster. On their journey to kill that monster, when these people reached the jungle, suddenly, a face came out of a tree and came in front of them. This monster used to live in a tree. Her long red hair caught Hyakimaru. But then, Hyakimaru with her magical sword, cutting her hair, and got herself free. Now Hyakimaru understood that this monster lives in the trunk of the tree. She did a high jump, and then, quickly with her sword, divided the trunk of this tree into 2 parts, with which that monster was also killed in 2 parts. And as soon as this monster died, one of her ears came back. And after that, Hyakimaru faced a very dangerous demon. This demon was in the form of an alligator. Killing it was very difficult for Hyakimaru, because her upper jaw was very strong, and at the same time, her attack was also very strong. Despite not being able to touch, she was picking up Hyakimaru with her tongue and throwing it far away. After throwing it far away, this alligator came and sat on top of Hyakimaru, didn't look back, and Hyakimaru, with all her strength, took Hyakimaru of the alligator. Hyakimaru also understood that she can't kill this alligator, so she decided that she will go inside his mouth and kill him from inside. Her idea worked. She opened his mouth and went inside his stomach, and from inside his stomach, killing him. She also killed this monster. After killing this monster, Hyakimaru got her real throat. This fight was not yet over. That another monster came in front of her, which was in the shape of a very big eagle. This monster picked up Hyakimaru and took her to a cave. After throwing her there, she picked up a big stone and tried to kill Hyakimaru, but Hyakimaru somehow escaped from her attack. After which, this boss picked up Hyakimaru and tried to throw her down the mountain. But Hyakimaru put her sword in the stones and saved herself. Before that this eagle would attack her again, she picked up a stone and threw it on the head of this monster. Taking advantage of the situation, Hyakimaru also came in front of her. She threw her sword in the air and attacked her many times, and separated her mouth from her throat. Before exploding like a blast, this monster said to her, "You have come to kill us. But before us, your biggest culprit is your own father, who came to us to save his throne. To save his throne, he sacrificed you, your every organ. He sold us all." Saying this, that monster was completely finished. Hyakimaru got her hand. But now, she started to think. Does she have something else that she doesn't know? These people started to move forward. And finally these people reached the kingdom of Daigo. Dororo hated Daigo very much, because his men killed his mom and dad. Daigo thought that his villagers had joined his enemies. That's why many of his soldiers came and ruthlessly started to kill the innocent villagers. Dororo and his mom kept watching this whole scene. The soldiers of Daigo destroyed the whole village, and in front of his eyes, with the sword in front of his dad's face, they also killed him. That day, in the whole village, only 2 people were alive: Dororo and Dororo's mom, who in the evening, on seeing the opportunity, ran away from there. This day was very heavy on them. There was nothing to eat, nothing to drink. Then, his mom told him, "Look, Dororo, you have to be a boy until you get a good man, like your dad." After saying this, he almost died. And after that, Dororo, in all these life's difficulties, cut himself alone. But from that day, He had made a decision that he, from Daigo, will definitely take revenge for his mom and dad's death. During their conversation here, many soldiers of Daigo also came, and on seeing this, Dororo lost control of himself. There was a sword on him, on which a soldier put a sword on his neck to kill him. As soon as he felt this, Hyakkimaru, lying down, a dead body, picked up and hit the soldier's face, and after that, attacked him with the sword. On the other side, Dororo attacks another soldier and makes him in front of Hyakkimaru. Hyakkimaru, as much as I fought with both of them, Dororo made a mess with a third one, and turning him around, he, in front of Hyakkimaru, he already killed 2 soldiers, and the third one, he killed with 1 blow. These people now came inside the village. As soon as they came to the city, Dororo had a fight with a man. For that, Hyakkimaru had to fight here again. And then, Daigo's son saw him. He was very surprised to see his skills, and he invited him to the palace, saying that, for him, he can be the captain of his soldiers. When he took Hyakkimaru to his house, his mother, Hyakkimaru, also, similar to Daigo's son, Hyakkimaru, killed 2 soldiers, and came inside the palace. That was also done by Daigo's son, and the third one. At the very meeting, his mother, Hyakkimaru, was very surprised to see Hyakkimaru. She called Hyakkimaru to Hyakkimaru's name. She came very fast to her son, as if she recognized her son. Hyakkimaru, as soon as he held his mother's hand, saw that day when his mom wrapped him in a cloth and threw him into the river. He did not do that naturally. Instead, Daigo forced him to do it. Because of these things, the younger son took care of him. When he regained consciousness, he told Raja Daiku that his elder son had returned. But Raja Daiku didn't believe him. He thought that Rani had gone mad. Hyakkimaru came back to a riverbank where Juru was burning incense. He said to Juru, "You wanted revenge from Raja Daiku, didn't you? By killing his entire family. So come on, start with me. I am his elder son." Juru was shocked to hear this. Hyakkimaru picked him up and said, "I won't show you my face again." As soon as he said this, he left. Juru ran after him and stabbed Hyakkimaru in the back. Hyakkimaru was not hurt by this attack, because he was immortal. Meanwhile, the old man came here, who knew all the story of Hyakkimaru. He came here and told Hyakkimaru that your dad had sold all your organs to 48 devils. Hearing this, he got angry and decided that he will also cut his dad, that is Daiku, into 48 pieces and kill him, so that he also realizes what pain his son had gone through. Hearing this, Juru got angry again, and holding Hyakkimaru's neck, he said, "You won't do anything like this. Whatever he is, he is your father." During their conversation, 2 monsters looking like dogs suddenly attacked Hyakkimaru. Both were trying to kill him, as if they had been hungry for many days, and Hyakkimaru is their food. Hyakkimaru also fights with him, and he easily kills both of them with his sword. As soon as both of them die, Hyakkimaru's eyes return, and for the first time, he sees his own world in Juru. Seeing this, Juru also became emotional, and he said to Hyakkimaru, "I have extinguished the fire of my revenge. It would be nice if you also erase your hatred for your dad." After the scene was cut, we were shown King Daigo, who has gone to the same temple where he had sent 48 demons to his son. He said, "Despite sacrificing his son, there is still a war going on in my area." On which he said, "It is your son's fault. He should have died 20 years ago. But he is still alive. That's why there is still a war in your area." Hearing this, Daigo himself decided to kill his son Hyakkimaru. On his order, many soldiers went to kill Hyakkimaru. They bombed Hyakkimaru with their cannons. but Hyakamaru did not die. After which Hyakamaru's younger brother came to fight him. He was trying to kill his brother by swordplay. But Hyakamaru was stopping his attack every time. He did not attack his brother even once. Because he did not want to fight his brother. He just kept stopping his brother's attack. From behind, another soldier attacked Hyakamaru. And when Hyakamaru stopped his sword, the soldier's sword broke. And the broken piece of the sword flew and tore his brother's neck. And his mother saw all this from a distance. His mother was now disappointed with him. She wanted to take revenge for her son. But then Daigo came here to kill Hyakamaru himself. Seeing this, the queen's heart melted and she came in front of Hyakamaru. So that Daigo does not kill him. But Daigo was very cruel. He stabbed his wife's chest and killed her too. After that, he went ahead to kill his son Hyakamaru. Undoubtedly, King Daigo was a great warrior. But Hyakamaru had some extra power. Both of them have a very strong competition here. Both were trying to defeat each other in swordplay. And finally, while fighting, the king's power began to decrease. Because he was now old. He was about to die. He fell. Hyakamaru was about to cut his neck. But then he thought of Dororo. Dororo told him that he has left his revenge. He thought that when Dororo can forget his revenge, why can't I forgive my dad? Now he had to think that he saw a monster picking up his brother's body on the side. The monster said to Daigo, "If you surrender yourself to me, I can bring your son back to life." Daigo didn't think of anything. And this time too, he made a deal with the devil. Although Hyakamaru didn't want that. Before dying, Daigo also said that he had no regrets that he gave his son to the devils. As soon as he accepted this deal, a terrifying flying monster came here. And as soon as he came, he ate King Daigo's head. As soon as he ate his head, a new face grew in his mouth, which looked like a monster. Now those monsters had taken over Daigo's body and soul. And in this way, his kingdom was now in the hands of that monster. And now this monster was going to destroy the whole world. Now at this time, Hyakamaru came forward and killed him by cutting his dad's face. In this way, the monster inside him also died. Before dying, Daigo just said that my younger son should take care of all my rights. As soon as he killed that monster, he saw here that Hyakamaru's real heart had returned. As soon as this happened, he saw that a very large army of the king came here to kill Hyakamaru. But then Hyakamaru's brother stopped all that army. And these people came back to their palace. Hyakamaru's brother also brought him to the palace. And as soon as he came, he gave Hyakamaru the sword and said that this kingdom is yours. You are the first son here and also worthy of the throne. Hearing this, Hyakamaru was happy that his brother considered him his own. But anyway, Hyakamaru said, "No, I still have a lot of war left. I have to finish a lot of monsters." On which his brother said, "Okay, you fight your war and then come and take care of your kingdom." Hyakamaru happily left from here, where he met Dororo on the way. Dororo was crying because she did not believe that Hyakamaru would come back to her. Maybe she had started loving him. Before Hyakamaru said anything to her, Dororo attacked her. Hyakamaru could not understand why she did this. On which Dororo said with a smile, "Now you have to be careful. All your organs are real now. Now anyone can kill you." Hearing this, they both start laughing and the movie ends here.